gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
I'm gonna keep it short, though.
I feel like I got fucked.
I just wanted to, before we jump into the show.
Hey, shirt's yours.
Yeah.
Make me another shirt.
Got you. Listen, there's a lot of... Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. We're live today. Happy to be live today. Sean Zayas, Antt with 2 T's, Showtime, Sean P. Listen, there's a lot of things that go on in this studio. Before y'all see the during and after the show, you got to go over to our Patreon so that you can see that kind of... those kinds of things, that footage, that behind the scenes kind of stuff, man. We really do have a ball doing what we do, and we want to give you guys a glimpse, a look at it. But we want you to go over to the Patreon in order to see that. We got some other things over there on the Patreon. I'm actually going to be doing that one-on-one interview with Antt. We're actually going to do that in just a couple of days, and then that'll be up on the Patreon. Also, while I have you guys for the Patreon, we got Paulie Malignaggi coming into town next week. He's not coming into town for Tank and Frank, and we're not talking about Tank and Frank today either. All right, Mr. Prepared, well, Mr. Well Prepared.
I was ready.
Always prepared.
Wait, can I show?
Show them your notes. Show them your notes.
I had
scroll it.
They can see it. They can see it. There's so many.
That's all notes from Zytel.
We came
Mr.
prepared.
Well Prepared.
Hey, somebody gonna pause it, zoom in, and read all your shit.
There you go.
So we're not talking Tank and Frank today, but of course we will be talking that this weekend to preview the fight week. But again, back to Paulie. He agreed to come into town. We've been friends for some time, and we've been working on Pro Box TV for some time as well. So when I proposed the idea of him coming in, what?
You don't do that to your friends. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
I had to hear it again.
Well,
Paulie,
you don't do that to your friends.
do what again?
What he did to Paulie.
We wasn't friends at that point in time.
Oh.
We wasn't friends.
Oh,
at
okay.
that
Oh, you beat people, then you become their friends.
It was 10 years ago,
afterwards, yeah.
right? It was 10
Yeah,
years ago.
that was
Easily.
11 years this year. Yeah, 10 years this year.
Boy, sharp. 10 years this
20,
year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
shout out to
so-
Paulie.
Yeah, Bensonhurst, we eventually forgave you for that.
What do you mean?
We're from me and Paulie.
You about to get jumped.
So what?
Oh, you about to jump his ass.
Yeah. Lucky it's not 2014 right now.
Right.
We've been,
That's funny. That's funny. But no, man, I got Paulie coming in. We're going to do way more than talk about the fight that we had. We're going to just recap his career, pre-professional career, post-boxing career, what he's doing now. The list goes on. That'll be over at the Patreon as well. And then I'm about to just start rolling them out for y'all just like that. But all of that content will be over on the Patreon. We've been doing some great stuff with DraftKings. The behind the scenes to all that kind of stuff is on the Patreon as well. So you guys go on over there, patreon.com. You can download the app, subscribe. There's a tier on there for you. I wanted to do one more thing, and then we can really kind of get into it. But I had a highlight of Morel McCain. We had her on the show last week, 2024 Olympian at 140. It's 146.
She was at welterweight, yeah. I know she was fighting at whatever the equivalent of 47 is in the amateurs. I think it might be 48.
Is it 40?
I can't remember if it's 46 or 48.
I think it's 46. I could be wrong.
Or even 45.
It might be 45.
It might,
be
yeah.
40. Nonetheless, great amateur boxer. She's I'm looking forward to being a professional fighter as well. But she's going to finish this run. She's excited for this run. And I think, every time she goes international, she gets nothing less than the bronze. Of course, we want better than bronze, but I assure you guys, we got some medals coming back, and this young lady is going to bring one back for sure.
It would actually be 52.
Okay.
152.
I wanted to show her highlight real quick that we didn't get a chance to show while she was on the show last week, and I was like, you know what? A lot of times when somebody talking, go ahead, Satan. A lot of times you don't know what somebody got based on what they telling you. You know what I mean? So I thought it would be good to really, just give her shine once more.
Getting jazzy.
Yeah. And that's Cleveland's finest right there. And that's how she do. You know what I mean? That's Cleveland. We walk them down. We get jazzy when we need to. Got some speed, got some power, all that kind of stuff. So shout out to Mo and thank her again for coming on the PorterWay Podcast. And sure we'll have her on once more before this run is done at the Olympics. Go ahead.
Super chat.
I
keep it
forgot we were
moving.
live.
Sean.
They said keep it moving?
No, that's the name.
Oh.
Keep it moving.
I know Keep It Moving.
Oh, you know Keep It Moving?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Keep It Moving. Came over here with Zytel.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. Sean, how does it feel to beat Usyk? Only a few half.
Yeah. I kind of gloated on that the other day on ProBox TV. It's not real until we find footage of that. Okay? Yeah. We need to find the fight. Because I can narrate y'all. It's 3 sides to every story. I can take y'all through my magnificent feeling of how I felt that fight went, but it's nothing like actually seeing it. And so I think while a lot of people know that we fought 20 years old, 165, it's so far between being 20 years old and now 37 or 38.
He's 37.
Now. 37, yeah. It's so far in between, but fantastic fight, but it really ain't real to me until
Is there a reward to find this tape?
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, the reward is me and this guy right here.
Yeah, we gotta go down to the U.S.
That's how you get more people to look for.
Ain't nobody gonna find that.
Okay, I know it's a challenge.
Where was we at?
Ohio Run Boxing.
We were in Illinois, but we weren't in Chicago. I can't think of the name of that city. Yeah, because
Cicero.
No. It'll come to me, and I'll come back to y'all.
O-Block.
No, it'll come to me, and I'll come back to y'all. No,
okay. He don't even know
damn
what
it.
you're talking about. Those are dangerous areas. No, just leave it at that, Sean. Those are dangerous areas. Hey, shout out my man Mike from Louisiana. Okay.
I would love to see.
That's fine. Yeah, shout him out.
Yeah, shout my man Mike.
He said, "Is that okay?"
No, I said my man Mike out there in Slidell. We was kicking it this weekend. Ran into him at the gas station in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
but, good dude. Hey man, praying for you. Wish you all the best. Nothing but the family.
See, look, tote knowledge. He said he'd pay to see the footage.
I would like to see you interview him.
No.
Usyk.
Yeah, that'd be
nice. And the footage. And you'd be like, I got a surprise.
You a producer all of a sudden. You a director all of a sudden.
Get rid of him.
You wear many hats. Huh?
Get rid of him.
You wear many hats.
Yeah, get rid of him.
What we got going on today?
The charity contest.
Oh,
Let's talk about that.
Let me show that real quick. Shout out to Giving Hour. If you guys don't, you guys should know by now. I'm very passionate about mental health and helping people who have mental health issues, psychological issues, emotional issues. I've been about that for a very long time. I've been involved with Giving Hour for a couple of years now, and they came up with a great idea. They figured if we do a raffle, and we raffle someone being able to get in the ring with you for a I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes. What do you guys do? I said 3 minutes. She said, 3 minutes kind of long. Maybe just a minute.
If
we get somebody in the round with you for listen. I said no, it's got to be 3 minutes.
Oh, that's
rounds around.
I said and maybe 2 rounds depending on how it is and how it goes.
Yeah.
I said and we need more people. Okay, so I'm not gonna get all wrapped up for one person.
You gonna rotate them
for 1 minute? I'm gonna rotate y'all. I think we got 2 winning this contest. So I want you guys to go over there to the website, put your raffle in there, all that good stuff, and you will win an opportunity to spar / move around with me. Somebody could win and come out here really on some serious stuff.
Weight classes?
Bring their own Vaseline. No, ain't no weight classes.
Okay.
Bring the heavies.
Hey, come in
Bring
there.
the heavies.
Come in there and stop him. Stop him. Hey, I'll give you $1,000. You stop him. Is that how it goes in camp?
Are you ready for the surprise?
Nah, they ain't smart me. I'm on disability.
The fight night is August 10th. Want you guys, again, go to that website, make your donations, read the fine print because there's more than one way to win this thing. And there's a number of entries you can put in. And this will be broadcast on our podcast.
Yeah.
So I think we have 2 winners, if not 3. Go ahead over there and take a look at it. And also, this will be the first and won't be the last time you will see Antt with 2 T's in the ring with me that day, August 10th. You've been put on notice.
No.
You've been put on notice.
We saw the wrestling video, Antt.
Yeah, that's enough.
So you got to give him his day in the ring now.
This is the official. I've been telling y'all. I've been teasing y'all about this. It's happening August 10th. We don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but you've been made
August the 9th, you got to go to the Hall of Fame. You can't compete after that. Michael Jordan didn't play basketball if he went to the Hall of Fame.
No, but Roy, he played in the basketball game, then he went and boxed. You know what I mean? So we can do more than one thing. I got it. That's how the fighters roll.
All right, let's play it. I'm gonna pull out.
That's good right there. You better not pull out. Your fans are counting on you.
Don't count on me. How you? Yeah, bet on the DQ.
Yeah. What else?
They got you to wrap your hands in everything. It really is for charity, because I feel like that's not something you're really interested in doing anymore at all. Wrapping up, hitting the bag.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What the hell?
Yeah. I got number 3. Let's give him his credit. Tyson versus Paul is postponed, A.K.A. canceled. Shawn been calling it for about 3 months.
Oh, you did call it, didn't you?
Said it was never going to happen. Go ahead. Gloat over yourself.
No. It's not about gloating.
No, you cost us a good fight.
It kind of is.
Schofield.
Man, you wasn't.
Schofield.
Ashton Sylvie.
Oh, the whole card is off?
Yes.
Yeah.
All your fault.
Man. I did want to see that fight.
Yeah.
And Serrano and Taylor. The rematch. Yeah. Appreciate your honesty.
Damn, y'all,
I appreciate his honesty.
Damn.
Listen.
Damn, really? I want to see that.
We've had this conversation before on the podcast. We don't like retiring fighters. However, he has a trained eye, and I've been trained to do this. We know what we're looking at. When it comes to Amanda Serrano, and like I was talking to Larry Drummond, when the fight got canceled in the moment, and he said she can't. It seems like she can't make it through a whole camp. If you can't make it through a whole camp, or if you kill yourself to make it through the camp, how good are you in the actual fight? And this is my thing, and this will segue us into the conversation, the quick conversation I want to have on Canelo, because I feel like a lot of people are giving him a lot of heat for his decisions that he's making right now. I get it, but I also got to defend what I consider to be one of the greatest fighters of our generation, and that's Canelo Alvarez. But for Amanda Serrano, you get to a point where you just can't do this the same way that you've always done it. And when you can't, it's time for you to say, I've enjoyed what I do. I've loved it. I'm glad to give this to y'all. You saw the emotion that she had when in that moment. That wasn't fake. That was real. But you know that that cry was a little bit more than just missing this moment. To me, that seemed like a cry of how many more times am I going to have to go through this? Is this going to happen again?
Like Valdez's last fight, Oscar Valdez against Liam Wilson, when he started crying after, let out all that emotion.
Yeah. Just seemed like it was a little bit more to me, And again, not discrediting her whatsoever, but to see all that she's done and how long she's been at the top. Literally going to be considered one of the greatest women fighters of all time.
Yeah. So
what I get the run back with Katie Taylor, but I'm skeptical because of how things transpired with her last fight.
Well, Katie's not a kid either. Katie took her first L in between their first fight and second fight. She won it back against Chantel Cameron, became two-time, two-division champ to make her even greater. But I think I still want to definitely see it, because I think Serrano will have that sense of urgency. She knew she had her moment in the middle of the last fight and almost had her out of there. Yeah. So she's going to do whatever she can to try to make that moment happen again, and then this time finish the job. And she's fighting Katie, who's getting up there too, and they're both great fighters. This would, every great fighter has one great fight in them. Maybe they have it in store for each other for when we get to part 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What about the business part of it? Like, it's going to be a great check.
Absolutely.
They could run their own show if it really – if Mike just never does wind up fighting Jake Paul, because he is 57, 58 years old, and that, common sense wins out, then they could still do their own show. Yeah. In Ireland, in the Garden, wherever they want.
Bring co-main event. Get us a rematch versus Michaela Mayer and Alicia Baumgartner.
We got a couple of super chats. I see Brook's name, so I hope
talking
this is
crazy.
Respectful. It's
not.
It's
cool.
I want to read it. Is it gonna hurt
you want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. Lex Parker, when you lost to Brook, do you feel he was actually better than you at the time, or did he just win?
It was the night. In the moment the fight ended, I thought that I lost. I, of course, had so many people telling me that I won. My dad, of course, made the public argument of the holding and all those kinds of things. But in my heart, I was like, I lost that fight. I knew I did a whole lot of things wrong, and there was so much more I could have done, and so I felt like I lost the fight.
Is that the one fight where you were overconfident heading
Absolutely.
in? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's how I explained Haney losing to Ryan Garcia. Felt like he was a little too confident coming off the fight he had against Regis Prograis, seeing everything that was going on going on with Ryan. It was like he was just a little overconfident and didn't have his bearings at the beginning of that fight. He gets hit with a punch and then just never got it together. He did the same things round after round. Even the rounds that he won, once he got caught, it was because he was doing the same things. And then when you look at my fight with Kell, I did the exact same thing for 12 rounds. Ended up being a learning experience. I said if I fought him the next day, I'd bust him up. Same thing I feel. That's why I feel the way I feel about Haney and Garcia. Because
you have a fighter who knows what he did wrong, and he can actually do everything right that he didn't do right. Yeah. He's actually capable of changing it up for a second fight. Yeah.
And that matures you in the ring and out the ring?
Exactly.
You think with Devin?
My only concern is the fact that this more than likely will be overturned and called a no contest. And then do you have Dad screaming in your ear, "You good, champ"? That
never lost.
Yeah. You got to be real. You know what I mean? You got to understand that I made some mistakes. I can't imagine he hasn't seen his mistakes even in his mind, and he knows how to make those adjustments.
I don't know at the time, I was around you. I don't know when it like clicked that like maybe a month, maybe 2. I don't know. And then finally you like, all right, I lost. Now let's fix it. Let's fix it. Because I remember
that fight,
you went to work on like, I will never be held again. Yeah. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, Shawn, like, that would never happen again. Yeah. I would never lose like that.
Yep. And then right after that, we had done another camp, or not a camp, but we were in L.A. and Freddie Roach showed me some infamous techniques to instantly
Mosley
get out of
too,
holds.
Right?
No, we brought Mosley in when we were getting ready for Keith. Was it Keith?
I think so.
Okay.
This was back in the Performance Center days. This is that era. This is that era. Yeah.
So, yep, that's how it goes.
You got the next super
That
chat?
wasn't disrespectful.
No, it wasn't bad.
Get the next one. I got to get some water in.
Jim, the boxing life. Y'all think prime Triple G beat most, if not all, middleweights and super middleweights now? If not, who? Ooh. Who beats prime Triple G?
I think he definitely would beat all the middleweights right now.
Yeah.
But 168,
right now, 168 right now.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, that includes Canelo?
Yeah, I don't think he beats 160.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
Abel Sanchez would always assure people this guy could be just as devastating at 68 as he was at 60. But he wasn't a huge guy. He was a legit, good, strong middleweight, but he wasn't the kind of middleweight that could move up to like heavyweight. I mean, he was 5'10". He was a solid 5'10".
Absolutely.
He was a little bit like Marvin Hagler. Like he's definitely good and strong for this weight.
He was not an in-between.
Not a guy you're supposed to move up. Yeah. And no, he was best at 60. He would definitely beat Janibek, the kid who won Saturday, Shariz, or Hamza Shiraz. He'd beat him. Yeah. He'd beat Adames. Yeah. He'd clean these guys up.
Yeah.
But 68, David Benavidez, Canelo, David Morrell. I think those guys. Not Canelo's not too big for him. Canelo is just a little bit better, and he was able to carry up. But
I think prime, 2 good fights. Prime, Triple G, and the first one is Morrell. I think that would be a great fight.
Yeah, it's hard to. Morrell's so untested. It's hard to think of him at that level, but his talent jumps off the screen. Like his talent is great, and he's big.
How y'all like McGill fight?
Triple G.
Okay.
Just like it just happened.
No, okay.
Just like it did with Canelo. Yeah. Well, they were supposed to
might
fight.
Actually go to sleep.
Worse.
He might go to sleep with
maybe worse. Respectfully, maybe a little worse.
I definitely think Triple G's the all-time great at 60. It's just I'd pick a few.
Thank you, sir.
I'd pick a few all-timers over him.
You didn't have to do all that.
I was thirsty.
He got you all on the screen, and I seen you look back and cheesed a little bit. Hey, real quick, I had a conversation earlier with somebody, and they were telling me about some of the posting that Canelo Alvarez did recently about not fighting. Terrence Crawford said that there's nothing in a fight for him. It's a lose-lose for him.
That's what he's always said. I haven't heard it. I didn't pay attention to anything too recent, but over the last several months, that's basically what he said. But Canelo, you're getting caught between a rock and a hard place here. It's like the Benavidez fight only gives me 25 more pounds. I'm too big for the other guy. Well, so you're too little for one guy, you're too big for the other guy. Well, you gotta pick one. Yeah. You're gonna have to probably pick one.
Do you think he has?
And then he would tell me, no, I don't. I'm Canelo.
Either or.
Pretty much, yeah. Because there's not some great fight at 68 for him right now. Benavidez is technically at 75. Benavidez is the great fight at 68, but outside of he already beat the other kind of sexy fight in Munguia, the less sexy but still sexy fight. He took care of that to his credit, But now it's Butter Benavidez.
Quick interruption. Can you guys move your phones away from your mics,
yes.
please? Thank you.
Some shout out to Loyalty over Dinero.
What if he wants to fight Andre Ward out of retirement?
Fine. Look at that.
He said.
What if he wants to fight Ward?
What's Ward doing? I see him training
right now.
What if Canelo goes, actually, option C, I'll take Andre Ward out of retirement.
Out of retirement.
Yeah.
Dang, boy.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know.
Still hearing a little something, but it's minor.
Fine.
Who are you getting? You don't know who you getting?
Wow, I didn't even think about that. That kind of trumps everything I wanted to say about the young man.
So. You, Antt.
That would be.
It's me.
An interesting option.
Did he already ask? Does he have to fight one of the two of them?
Yeah, that's what he
said, right?
I mean, he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to.
It's not
but
like,
a lot of people think that he does. Yeah. A lot of people think that he does. And I said, it's kind of like LeBron James. LeBron came into the league at 18 years old. He's been at this level for so long. So what? He's not in the finals this year. He ain't supposed to be in the finals.
Right.
It's close to 20 years in the NBA. He's not supposed to be at the finals.
But he still had to play Nikola Jokic in the first round. But he's not playing the Jokic in the playoffs. He's
right.
It'd be like if LeBron got to use boxing logic in the NBA, he'd be like, no to Jokic, no to Doncic.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll play the Suns. I'll play KD.
But that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And when you consider everybody that he has played against, it just because he didn't make it to the finals this year, it doesn't put a shadow over his legacy.
Right.
But why is it like that for boxing?
Because LeBron did play Jokic and fell short. People want him. If you're gonna fall, if you fall short, to your point, you fall short against Benavidez, you're still Canelo Alvarez. You're still first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest fighters of the last couple decades.
Yeah.
Amazing, great fighter.
Yeah.
But if we want to see if in fact you do fall short to David Benavidez, just like LeBron.
It's just like that.
Yeah. What he's doing is the equivalent of LeBron.
I was trying to go to bat for my boy, but it ain't gonna happen today. I got Zattel over here. You're right.
No, respectfully.
Yeah,
respectfully,
you're right.
Yeah.
That's the separation between the team sport and boxing. We have to see this one-on-one. We have to see how this ends up. Yeah.
And to Canelo's credit, Nikola Jokic is not punching LeBron in the face repeatedly.
Right.
So it's a different assignment.
Right.
But
well, I just thought to myself, I said, you know what? Everybody, there's a lot of people out there that expect LeBron to still perform at this high elite level, and he still is a high elite player. He just can't perform at the 25, 26-year-old man that he was, and that's okay. And this man is the same thing. He came into professional boxing at 15 years old. Mm-hmm. He's been at this level almost the entirety of his career. We're not supposed to see him in the ring with David Benavidez.
Right.
We're not supposed to see him in the ring with Crawford. Those guys still have some youth. Still don't have the mileage that he has. And I think that while I understand that we expect him to be great, we can't expect him to be that 25, 26-year-old great that he once was. Which means back up off the man. Let him make the decisions that he's gonna make, and then make his way up out this game. Because he's just not who he used to be. Worst case scenario,
he's still really good.
He is.
So I want to see it.
If he beats Benavidez, does that put him on the...
This ain't no peace offering or nothing like that. Yeah. I had this conversation earlier, and I was like, yo, he's literally the LeBron of boxing, and the same way we can't expect LeBron to play at this high level for another 2 or 3 years. How can we expect that from this man? But it's boxing. It's just different.
It is.
If he beats Benavidez, does that put him in the GOAT category?
He's the GOAT of Mexico.
No. The GOAT category. What is the benefit? I'm trying to figure out the benefit. I understand. I want to see the fight just like you want to see the fight.
Yeah.
But what does it do to his legacy? Do we even at the 10 years down the road? Canelo, greatest heavyweight, greatest Mexican ever, one of the top 10, 20 boxers.
I just think it enhances his legacy.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to put like a...
Does it bump it? He beat Benavidez.
Yeah, I think so. Wherever however many spots, I think it does something for him. I think it moves the needle for his legacy.
Especially if Benavidez goes on to have a Canelo career.
Even if he doesn't, it's like we knew Benavidez was what he was when he got in that ring with Canelo. If Canelo beats his ass and he winds up flopping at 75, I'll still...
You make it sound so good. I feel like people gonna be all over him if he get mollywop.
If Canelo loses, if
Canelo loses to Benavidez,
they'll say that's why he ducked him all those years. Yeah.
We just doing we just telling you we want to see the fight, but
we're trying to set the tone.
Yeah, y'all just want it, boy. Y'all trying to do whatever y'all can to get him in the ring.
but
let him get in the ring and get mopped. Y'all gonna be like, oh, y'all seen that?
No.
I won't do
in
that.
10 15
No, you won't, but y'all will.
In 10 15 years, he's like Mike Tyson. He was one of the greatest at that time. Nobody care about what Lennox Lewis did to Mike Tyson. Mike Lennox.
Wait,
rocking with Tyson.
Do we
care?
Do we have any further thoughts on Tyson and Jake being postponed?
Yeah.
I got
Big shot.
No, my wife was like, "Why are you speaking negativity into that?"
Thank you. Call your wife. Thank you.
Thank
you. Speaking into existence.
I said, I just know what I know.
No, that's right.
And this fight,
talk to him, Sean.
This fight did not make sense for so many reasons.
Name one.
And a lot like when I was saying that the Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk fight wouldn't happen. I had no clue that Fury was gonna get cut. I just said something don't make sense. This fight's not gonna happen. We ended up getting a fantastic fight, and I'm glad that we got the fight. I think that it was perfect timing for both gentlemen. They did an absolutely dynamite job of putting on for their countries and for boxing as a whole. This right here, it just don't make sense. And I think people thought that because it was going to be on Netflix, that made it make sense.
What about the phrase, if it makes dollars, it makes sense? I know, corny, but still.
But it does.
I don't want it. Like,
y'all still. Do you even know the official makeup of the fight? Like, what were the official rules?
I think they were set for like an 8-round sanctioned professional bout that would literally go on the box rec.
But you are Shawn Porter.
Yeah.
So for you to say, I think, I'm sorry, I don't mean to
you're right.
put you all the way, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for you to say, I think, that don't make sense. That don't make sense.
No, I mean, I feel like to get deep about it for a minute is that whole fight is about appealing to the lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
Like, it speaks to kind of the ugliness still of our
of boxing.
Of our culture.
Oh yeah.
Of our society kind of thing.
Yeah.
If, to be on the soapbox for a minute. Like this is like bad reality television.
This is what people want to see.
I know.
Yeah.
And I could even go another level with it. But
and then it's one of those. If Jake Paul fought actual fighters, we'll actually get more fights than I think was the second or third one got postponed.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like you're doing the weird
smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, you're not really a real fighter is most likely to fight. We're gonna get a fight.
Yeah, I'm not saying like the dude has a right hand and he's been working hard and has had a noticeable improvement.
You got a boxer right hand.
That's different. I wouldn't want to take it.
But somebody tried to tell me he fought a decent guy. He lost to a decent guy in Tommy Fury, which is a legit contender. He told me. He's Tyson Fury's stepbrother. I don't care.
Half brother, right?
Zytel's stepbrother.
Half brother?
I don't care. Zytel's stepbrother.
Because he got the Fury blood in him.
Ain't smart as Zytel. Your stepbrother can't fight like you. Okay, I don't want to hear that. That means nothing to me.
Yeah, Kenny was pretty good.
Yeah. No, he talking about my.
I know.
That to me is real, bro.
Yeah.
Did you have anything? Or you?
Just that. Man.
What you want to do? You want to light it up?
Take that to your platform. Take that to Shawn Porter on YouTube.
All right, hold on.
We still ain't changed the name of it.
We got loyalty over dinero. Shout out to Queensbury.
I did that already. Here, yeah, let's do that.
$1,100 with just $25.
That's crazy right there.
All right.
Next time you about to make a bet, phone this man right here, and so he can hit me with something.
Okay, you got the next one?
Real quick, though, I, coming into this thing, I was like, I said, Matchroom might win 2 fights. I had him, obviously, Ray Ford winning. I thought Ray was going to win.
Me too.
And I actually thought that Bivol was a Matchroom
He
fighter.
is, but Zanad was not a Queensberry fighter.
Okay, so they didn't actually get that.
That didn't count.
That notch.
Frank Warren's like, he's not my fighter.
Yeah. After Ray lost, and then the next guy ended up getting knocked out.
Filip Hrgfovic against Dubois.
Yes, excuse me.
Didn't see that coming.
I said, oh, this is going to be a clean sweep right here. Did you see the clean sweep coming?
No, not a clean sweep. No.
Yeah.
No. Hrgfovic, Dubois was 50-50. I did think Dubois would have a good chance because Hrgfovic, he loves his right hand. Mm-hmm. And outside, like, that's everything for him, is his right hand.
Standing there waiting on it.
Right. Yeah. And he has a good right hand.
Yeah.
But his defense is basically being tall.
Yep.
And Dubois is more like fundamentally sound than he is. He comes with a more traditional high guard, and Hrgfovic just used to having his way on the outside, touching you with the right hand, pulling straight back. And I didn't know, it was a really good fight. And Dubois, if he would have kept staying on the outside and moving laterally, he'd have got picked off to death by the right hand. But he would start rounds early, pumping his jab with force behind it and going forward. And then he'd stop doing that halfway through the round, start getting hit with right hands. But then Hrgfovic started to gas. And I think Dubois is a great example of a guy who has quit twice, but is a dog. Yeah. He kind of shows, like, there's levels to
quit.
To being a dog. Like, some guys are literally willing to die in there, and some guys aren't. But those guys that aren't, they could still be a dog. And I think Dubois showed that in his last couple of fights against Big Baby Miller, against Usyk.
Yes, sir.
And then in this fight, he had to walk through the fire.
Yep.
So, he did that.
In Dubai, back of the mind, do we feel like he beat Usyk? Dubai.
Does he feel like he probably tells himself that? Yeah.
And he might fight his way back into a rematch.
Yeah, straight up.
The way the heavyweight
Usyk would say, well, who, with me?
He's
not. I'll be gone by then or vacate.
Real quick, shout out to Chad King. I was trying to play on this analogy of LeBron and Canelo being one and the same. Even though
you skipped the super chat. Fuck that.
No.
You skipped the super chat.
I just wanted to say real quick, you said bad analogy, and I wanted to salute you. Yeah, you're right. That was a bad analogy.
Respond to the super chat. This guy.
And then get to the super chat. Go ahead.
You go ahead. Go.
Rafael Sentillon. He said, Sentillon, excuse me. He said, Garcia contaminated supplement. True or false? I'm going to just simply say.
I go next one. Let's go next. Let's get
I'll just say, but aren't they with the lot? I'm learning this stuff as we go along.
Yeah, of course.
The lot number when
we're making it up as we go.
That too. But when they talk about the lot number, I believe what they're talking about is don't literally send us the supplement that you opened and took. Send us one that was manufactured in the same batch, and then those other ones that are unsealed from the batch, if they're contaminated with Ostarine or whatever, then there you go. You got your proof. But I think that's what's going on right now.
They're pushing it. They're supposed to.
Yeah.
How long this case is going to go?
It's going to go.
It's going to be like the OJ trial?
It's going to be like the OJ trial.
Okay.
Richard Perez, Canelo says Bud is too small, but he's fought smaller guys before like Amir Khan, Charlo. What's the difference now? Exactly.
And shout out to Malcolm. Bud's older.
Older than both of them, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, I mean, the clear difference is the skill level. Simple as that. And then, of course, with Amir Khan, he great in his time, before he got touched up a little bit, he knew that was what could happen. He knew he's faster than me. He's got better boxing than me. He's got better feet. But I'm going to touch him. And when I touch him, we saw what happened. With Crawford, he can't predict how that fight's going to be.
Right.
He can't predict the outcome, so we won't see him fight.
I think also to be fair to Canelo, when he fought Khan, they were technically one weight class apart.
Yeah, true.
When he fought Charlo, 2 weight classes apart. Up until August 3rd, they're 3 weight classes apart. And then August 3rd, they're 2 weight classes apart. But yeah, still. and Charlo was undisputed.
Real quick, let's go through this 5-on-5.
Let's do it.
Did you watch it?
No,
I shouldn't have bust you out like
No, you good. No.
Ray, again, real quick, and shout out to Ball.
Wrecking
really
Ball, Nick Ball.
Yeah, Nick Ball, really good boxer.
Good inside.
Yeah,
and
good boxer, and a real fighter. Where's he from?
England.
He is
the United Kingdom. Yeah.
He's got his accent's a little funky.
I think he's a Scouser. That's like the hood part of England.
Okay.
Yeah. They're the ones with the tough accent.
You using this stuff right?
Yeah.
Using this stuff right. I'm not trying to get shot at nothing. But you good? You know what you're doing?
Yeah, I think Liverpool and Manchester is the Scousers. They're rough out there.
I heard it was rough in Sheffield, where Brook is from. Yeah,
Brook and I think there's another heavyweight from there. But
I don't think I ever told either of y'all this, but when I went to Sheffield to see Arrow fight Kell, I was walking around Sheffield and I was like, damn, this shit look just like Cleveland. I was like, that's why he beat me.
He's from the Cleveland
they call it like Steel City over there or something like that. So I think it's like Steel City or something like that. And then
that's just making the video game.
Yeah.
And Steel City Industries.
And then over here, Cleveland, Steel was one of the manufacturers back home too. So moving on up, was it Hrgfovic and Dubois next?
Oh wait, with Ford and Ball, did you feel like Ford pulled that out? It was it could have went either.
Man, I actually had I had my notes in here. I had and I actually had Ford win the fight by 1 round.
I'm okay with that because I gave the third round was a swing round.
2 rounds. I had him win by 2 rounds.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah,
I gave Ball either 4 or 5 of the first 6, and I gave Ford 5 of the last 6. Yeah. So depending on how I scored that third round, I either had it a draw or 15-13 for Ford.
It was a couple of swing rounds, like real.
There was, and that's why I can't get mad at the decision.
Yeah. And he said it himself, the better man won tonight. Which is as a young fighter, that was his first defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. To lose the belt in your first defense in England, or in Saudi and things of that nature, it definitely, there's a lot of emotions that could come in that moment, and so I felt like, even though I scored him winning the fight by 2 rounds nonetheless, and I was like, I'm trying my best not to be biased, but I just felt like there were rounds where he was a cleaner boxer, and I thought that near the end of the fight he showed himself to be stronger.
Yeah, he closed strong,
and that could have had could have affected my judgment too. There were a host of rounds where it seemed like he was just being dominated, and then when I saw him seem more stronger, more strength near the end, that may have swayed me too. You know what I mean? So, damn good fight. I'd love to see a rematch. We won't get the rematch. He's moving up to 130.
Well, that's the thing. He was pretty adamant about moving up after he won the belt. I think they offered him a good payday to be on this 5v5, and he was very mature about how the outcome went. If you're Ford, are you upset that you decided to take the good payday and stick around maybe one fight too many at the weight? Or
real quick,
I
felt like this was too soon. I felt like the turnaround between that fight, the fight that he won,
fight,
and this one, I felt like it was a little too soon for him. I could be wrong, but I felt like,
Yeah, the fight was only like 2.5 months ago.
Yeah, that was
I felt like it was a little
in
too
March.
soon.
Yeah, it was in March, right?
Yeah.
No one fights that quickly. It was a tough title fight too with Klomatov.
Yeah.
Like he had to walk through the fire.
Yeah, and I gotta imagine he does have a chip on his shoulder now about taking the fight, taking the money. A great opportunity,
Yeah.
I don't know if he was, if he has management behind him, lawyers behind him that were, helping him with this decision. But I can't imagine that would have been something I would have passed up on. It's hard, I know I can make this weight. I know I got this big opportunity. Just probably so much that makes sense to just, except for, hey, this could have a true bearing on my performance.
I loved his last 2 fights.
Me too.
Because
this one too.
Because there's just something like not gimmicky about fighting tough fighters in their prime, when they're undefeated, in their 20s, win or lose. Like there's just something pure about that.
He has that that warrior mentality.
Yeah.
So you lost, bro. We still want to see you.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, he's been very mature about it.
Yeah. Let's move on. What we got?
Sherez.
Oh, it was
Ammo.
Yeah, Ammo. I've never been big on Ammo.
Strong, herky jerky style. Strong, explosive.
He comes out and they're announcing that he changed his ring name from Ammo to Tiger. I said, why the hell did you do that? I'm like, and I tweeted that too. I don't know if the tweet went out, but I was like, you probably got fans because you have a name like Ammo.
Right.
People are intrigued. Oh, Ammo, what's he going to do? What's he about?
Delonte Johnson might have got mad too. Gimmick infringement.
You changed your name. I mean, you should have stuck with Ammo. Not that you have ever thrown bombs. I didn't.
If he was Ammo, would he won?
No.
Okay.
I was like, he lost me with that. So, the fight went the way I thought it was.
You started with that.
Yeah, the fight. Oh,
Right.
I got personal, didn't I?
A little bit. No.
The fight went the way I thought it was gonna go. Okay. I mean,
Shiraz is sharp.
Yeah.
And tall and good speed.
Yeah.
His problems though is doesn't really fight off the back foot despite all that height and speed. Mm-hmm. He wants to kind of fight like David Benavidez. Like he wants to be the tall bully. Mm-hmm. And he got caught. One thing I like that he did though is he doesn't have great lateral movement. Tall, skinny guy, hard to be smooth and move around as much. But he started stepping over subtly. He made little subtle adjustments as the fight went on. And he showed toughness, taking those bombs. He got hurt twice and kept coming forward. But, he fought a good fight.
And then Ammo's issue, he caught him a couple times, but there's this urgency. You know what I mean? There's not this, I gotta go.
He tried that down the stretch. He put some combinations together
down
in
the
his
stretch,
chest.
but he was hurt at that point.
Yeah.
Sean wants it early.
Sean
wants it early.
When you're strong.
Yeah, that's what Sean.
He was hurt at that point, and it was like, I'm fighting. This is what I have to do. It seemed like I don't think he was fighting to survive. I think he was truly fighting to win.
Oh yeah.
But it was like that sense of urgency has got to come much sooner, and that's something that has always turned me off about Ammo. Felt like I never saw more than one gear. Seemed like every fight was just one gear, and then I caught you and I finished you. If I caught you and finished you, but it's always been one gear, and that's always kind of bugged me about Ammo.
He's been getting by on his talent.
Yeah.
But
And matchmaking.
Hey, first off, his name's not Ammo. It's Tiger.
Oh, my fault. On Tiger.
It's actually Austin.
Move on. Now we got
Hrgfovic and
Dubois. That's a good boxing match.
It was.
I like watching Dubois. Is it safe to say this is like a resurgence to his career, or
it's
is this just a good boxer being good against other good fighters?
He's always been good.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about him before Canelo, obviously. Shout out to Carson. He knew. My man Carson knew, but he always been a boxer. But I think the Canelo fight put him on the stage.
With Dubois? Or you mean what he fought?
We're talking about Bevo.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Bevo.
No, you're good.
Go Dubois.
Well, he was their prize prospect when he was undefeated.
Yeah.
He was their, not quite AJ because AJ was bigger and won a gold medal, but he was
kind of like like an AJ, like they were pushing him that way. Yeah.
So he's just living up to the promise he originally had after some setbacks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, hey, I want to clap for Dubois. Keep it going, big dog.
Because that's what it's all about sometimes, right?
That's something that Ant's been talking about recently. When you got guys that lose fights, it doesn't change who you are unless you allow it to. And we can see clearly Dubois ain't allowed it to change him.
Get your Ugas career. Get your world title.
There you go.
Right.
And then let's go back to Bevo.
Oh, no. I just thought you was talking about how you didn't really know. But go ahead.
Bevo.
No, Vivo's great. I hate that. I hate that I didn't know more about Vivo before the Canelo fight. I hate it because it's like how much we really gonna see.
How much more?
I'm telling you right now, bet Vivo and Art to be the fight.
Is he 38?
Vivo's gonna win.
Yeah.
Bevo's only like 32.
Oh, he's 32.
Yeah, he's got the youth big time on Beterbiev.
What about Beterbiev?
He's 40, I think.
Okay.
He's 40, yeah.
He's gonna win that fight easy. He might stop him. Easy. I'm making a bet.
Easy,
I don't think easy. I do have him beaten.
Dimitri. If you can't land, man, that is a boxer. God, dog, he can box.
Arthur Beterbiev is going to take a lot of punches, like he always does, and I don't think he can catch up to Dimitri Bivol. I don't think he can catch up.
Can he drag Bivol into a fight, not a boxing match, a fight in the second half?
Nope.
Why?
He's too disciplined.
Too damn
That
disciplined.
motherfucker. Even when Canelo wanted him to come in, he like.
He said, dude.
Well, it's better BF's.
Not gonna do it.
Well, it's better BF's job to not give him a choice. Can he do that?
Nope. Too much lateral movement. He too intuitive.
Fight.
Good boxer.
Good fight.
Good boxer.
Dang.
Good boxer. Yeah.
And you know what's scary about Bivol is like the combination he showed to finish the fight. He's beating you off a couple of moves he goes to. He's beating you on his like B game. And, and most of the time he doesn't even have to bring out the heavy artillery because he's shown us.
Is that what you see?
Like
it's
just like I'm just gonna do what I gotta do to win.
Yeah.
And Zanad was a couple notches below his level, so he knew he was gonna knock him out at some point.
Coming back to you, Chad. Another basketball analogy. Coming back to you, Chad. What's Chad's last name? You don't remember? I don't
know. Shout out to Chad.
Is he kind of like I'm losing his name.
Big Tim Duncan.
No. The Chinese.
Yao Ming?
Don't do that.
Is he kind of like Yao Ming? Remember when Yao first came, everything was a layup. Everything was I'm by the book, you know, boom. And then it took a couple of years for him to get into the NBA, the American way of playing ball. And then he started dunking it, slamming it down, doing what he had to do.
Turnarounds.
For the most part, it was almost like he had a B game because this is how I play. And then when they told him to turn it on, he had to turn it on. Now you get to see an A
monster.
game.
I just mean he's only gonna bring that out if he feels like he needs to. Yeah.
Who the fuck is Chad?
Chad, we got a friendship now because he didn't agree with my analogy, so I brought another one.
Shout out to Chad.
He's got the Russian version of what Lomachenko and Usyk do. I mean, he's Russian. He's not Ukrainian, so there's a little difference to it. But that like constant busy lead hand in the just constant lead foot. His lead foot is subtle with it.
You want to get a ring in August too?
No, not with you. I'm good.
No.
Give me a tomato can.
No.
Carson.
I don't want to get with Carson either. He's gonna get on the inside and start breaking ribs, knowing him. I'm good.
All right, I'm adding you to the program.
No, we got Mackley.
And you've been running? You still been running?
Yes.
Yep. Adding you to the program.
Mackley. You gonna stop this guy? Perfect. We got your perfect Mackley.
That's silly.
You gonna stop him?
That's silly.
That's the promoter leading me to the slaughterhouse.
But no, you're right. That style at 175 is just. It's hard to contend with. Obviously, would love to see a fight with him and Benavidez. Think that fight makes the most sense in the world. Benavidez has another Russian and
Ukrainian, Vazdik.
In a week's time. So we'll see how he handles that sort of style
and how he handles a guy truly as big as he is.
Yeah, that too. That too.
Yeah, I think he'll win, but the tough part for David in that fight is you're kind of supposed to be fighting a washed version of Vazdik because he was retired. Yep. But he only lost once, and in that one loss, he did really good against Beterbiev before getting stopped.
He's been out 2 years?
Yeah, I think he took about 2.5 years away.
Yeah.
And then came back. He's got 3 wins under his belt.
Yeah.
He doesn't look washed on tape. So that kind of sucks for David because he may not get the full credit for beating Alexander Gvozdyk, the former lineal champion.
Yeah.
It's like if you beat him, okay, he was washed. If you struggle with him, wow, you struggled with a washed Gvozdyk, but Gvozdyk might not be washed.
I always tell, man, I've been saying this for a long time, and I said this on Pro Box TV, you got to promote both sides. You have to promote Frank just as much as you're promoting Tank.
Yeah.
Because that is a really good boxing match, and it's a competitive boxing match. But people are only showing up for Tank. People ain't showing up because they know that this is going to be a good boxing match, a good card, a good event. You know what I mean? So I wish they would have promoted
Vazdik.
Yeah, more because a lot of us don't.
Benavidez fighting.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's
He's fighting the former champion of the division.
Yeah, but people don't know that.
Yeah.
Main event.
Hey, I want to get this guy his flowers, man.
Got to.
I did last week.
He brought the energy back to the heavyweight divisions for Americans.
Yeah.
Big knockout power. For some people, he's their Tyson.
Yeah.
He slept people. He did it for the right reasons, man. I think at the end of the day, it came down to taking care of his daughter, man. I always remember this guy, and maybe I'm not sure if I'm talking about the right person, but I think I am. We're driving Coca-Cola trucks.
That's him.
and fighting.
Yeah.
I said, man, this guy really wants it.
Yeah.
And man, shout out to Deontay Wilder, man. You lived a dream.
Yeah.
Didn't have all the. He wasn't the greatest boxer, but he had
One
a
of the
hell of a
great
right
punches.
hand.
Yeah, one of the great
hell
punches.
of a right hand, and didn't do it the way common boxers did it. But he got all the way to the top. Held the title for 5 years. Defended it multiple times.
10 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was kind of his thing in the amateurs. To your
Right
point.
hand?
No, his thing in the amateurs. I'm here for my daughter.
Yeah.
His thing was, and he had a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And ain't too many people that I know in my life personally. I know that I'm one of them. I've always had plans or a plan, and it carried through, and I saw it to its finish. He always talks about manifesting things. That's something he always talked about in the amateurs. I'm here for my daughter.
And what I
He
like
wasn't about the BS. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What I like about that is, people always say do it for a real reason, like your family. If you do it just to win the world champion, then when you win the world champion, it's like the hunger's there. When you do it just for the money, then once you get the money, but he kept doing it for his family.
Yeah.
For the most part, Wilder gave everything he had for the sport.
Oh, he did. No,
100%.
We seen Wilder at his highs and at his lowest, and hey man, we gotta thank that man. That man really brought the energy back to the heavyweight division and made it interesting again because we really was off the heavyweight divisions. The UK guys was running that thing.
I ain't know nothing about the heavyweight division.
Not only were the Klitschko brothers dominating, they didn't have good competition.
Yeah.
They had to fight, flabby, shorter guys. And then Wilder and AJ came around at the same time.
Yep.
They're these two chiseled athletes, and it's like, okay, now this looks like the heavyweight division. I remember a little bit taller than the heavyweight division, I remember, but now athletes that can punch hard. And go ahead, Sean.
Man, when I saw him get hit with that punch and I seen him turn around, that joint, that hurt my heart. Because I knew that was it. When he got hit and turned the way he turned, and then,
what was that?
And then he tried to did he try to signal to the ref or something along those lines?
Yeah.
He tried to say something, and I just knew. I was like, that's it. And then when he went down, I was like, damn, he not getting up. I was sad.
He got up?
Yeah, but I mean, he got up, and I was glad that the ref waved it off.
Did Wilder? I mean, he lost. Tyson took a lot out of him. They took a lot
out of
Tyson.
each other. Yeah.
Yes. The killer instinct, did it start to fall away?
He won a handful of rounds.
But he's not a boxer going for the kill.
But the funny thing is he had a fighter in front of him that just waits. I don't know why Zhang waits the way that he does, but he could have continued to do what he did instead of pushing the envelope and being close the way that he was to Zhang, and they probably could have got out of there, squeaked out of there with a win.
I thought Deontay got back to what he did best, though. I felt like him and Malik kind of took it back to what he was years ago, which is just paw with the left hand. Yeah. Every now and then, throw a little left hook, just enough to keep him honest on this side. And the whole time, we're just waiting for the right moment to let this go. Yeah. And he did, and he landed it in the fifth.
Let it go.
And tried to follow it up, and then he got caught about 30, 40 seconds later. Beautiful counter by Zhang.
Yeah.
Like a risky counter. Zhang had to make his mind up in that moment. Like, I got to fight him. Because he's starting to turn this into a Deontay Wilder fight. Slow it down to a snail's pace, paw with the left hand, make him follow me around the ring, and I'm going to get you. And Zhang was like, if I keep playing this game, he's going to land that right hand again. Let me let it go.
You think he had that thought process?
I don't know if he did. But that's what, and actually to look forward to Tank and Frank. Frank
We're not
Martin,
going to do that today.
Just
Give us a little.
Leave your notes in your pocket.
Give us something.
Frank may have to make a similar decision in the heat of that fight, in the middle of that fight, because Tank picks his moment multiple times in the middle of the fight, in the back end of the fight, to let him rip. Okay, now I got the distance, now I got the timing. You're a little tired. You were shooting your shots earlier on. Now I'm gonna rip. And in that moment, unless you can come up with a whole bunch of defensive maneuvers and answers, you may have to exchange with him to get him off of you. Or else he's going to start ripping and you're going to try and get out of the way of everything and he's going to catch you with some of them because he's fat. So kind of like Zhang did with Wilder, Frank Martin, like next weekend, he might have to pick that counter shot in the middle of...
Be something big.
Yeah, or else you're not going to get him off of you. He's going to keep coming. But
shout out real quick to DeMarcus Hills. want to say shout out to him real quick. He just threw a little like up real quick.
Do you think he did? Do you think that's what he thought? Let me catch him between punches now that he thinks he's got me reeling a little bit, now that he's opening up.
That's kind of the adjustment you would make. So,
But it takes balls to do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it has to either been something that came from the corner or something that he ended up doing ultimately in that moment. I hated to see it. And, to your point, I'm going to mimic it as well, man. Just want to give Deontay his flowers. I don't think he's made an official announcement that he's retiring yet, but what else do you have to do? But, getting there and even in wins, still possibly get hit and suffer some damage,
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather see him just go on and live his life. And, hopefully he's done all the right things outside of the ring so that he can, manage things for himself and just live that life down there in Alabama.
Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Because the punch resistance is one of the things that first goes away from wars, right? And I think you see that with him and Fury.
Yep.
And now there's some people trying to say him and Fury were never that good. And it's like, no, that trilogy is going to stand the test of time in the pantheon of heavyweight trilogies. That third fight was maybe the greatest fight in the 21st century in the heavyweight division in terms of just action. And then the flowers I'd want to give to Deontay, because I mentioned him last week with Shavers and Lyle, David Tua. These are guys who may not have been great overall heavyweights, but were great punchers. Yeah. And boxing still carved out a place for them in history to remember them for their power. And Shavers actually, I found out, did get into the Hall of Fame. And so Wilder may very well get into the Hall of Fame too, because Shavers is in, he set that precedent. And really the credit I'd want to give Deontay for is who he is as a man, because one thing I loved about dealing with him over the years was he's a warm extrovert. Like that's his natural temperament. It's not an act. A lot of people, when they get to a level of fame, I may feel this way if it ever happened with me, is you start to get annoyed by everybody coming up to you, everybody wanting a piece of you. He embraced that. And I think that's a really good look for a guy who's heavyweight champion. Muhammad Ali was like that. And, Fury, he's hot. On his good days, he's like that. On his good days, he's got both. But that's what I think I'll appreciate the most from him is he always... Every time I saw someone come up to him for an autograph, he did it. A picture, he did it. An interview, he did it. Even when he said, I'm not talking to media for the third Fury-Wilder fight, I laughed. I bet you I go up to him. And if I kindly say, hey, D, can I bet you, and he did, because he's just a nice, kind person. I know I guess you guys may have had a moment or two over over boxing, over opinions about boxing. But that's what I'll praise him the most for is just a natural extrovert.
Absolutely.
As a heavyweight champ. Yeah.
One of the best guys in boxing to be around.
I'd like to interrupt real quick. We have some breaking news, not something we're able to do often, but Cody Crowley is out of the fight against Duran.
Smart decision, Cody.
Hey, that's how I'm going to pull out versus Shawn. Great decision, Cody.
Cody Crowley has been forced to withdraw from his IBF welterweight title fight. Crowley said at last month's news conference for the fight that he recently underwent eye surgery. Damn.
And yet they made Boots' eye look bad in the picture.
Reported Mike Carpenter, but that's... I just gave him this credit. He put it out.
Shout out to Mike. Should we call him, get him on real quick?
No. What are you doing? You're doing
Mikey
too much.
C. He's from New York.
All right, well, that's out. They might try to find a replacement. What do you think?
Adrian Broner? I don't know.
Man, that fight, respect to Cody. Like, he's been through a lot in his life, and one thing he is like in great shape and has a big heart. Yeah. But on paper, stylistically, that fight figured to be brutal for him. Yeah. Like Mayweather Gotti brutal.
Yeah, man.
And he was going to get up. That after the fight,
I don't think it was going to be pretty.
No.
And I don't say that like to diss Cody. He's a tough dude. I like
everything
it's
about
Cody. It's hard not
Cody.
to like him. Yeah.
I love everything about him. But like you said, when you look at it on and off paper, that's a heck of a night for that young man, and not in the good way.
What does Boots do from here? It's hard. He's been whining over fights. Mad can't get fights.
What's the name was like that? Demetrius Andre when he signed with Matchroom. He
Mushroom as Canelo calls it.
His fight started started falling out. You know what I mean? So I hope it's not that same situation for Boots. And it doesn't seem to me like when you sign or you go a different route from PBC, doesn't seem to me like you can't come back to PBC. So I think that, if something goes crazy, has to happen, he's still always got.
Well,
he's always got.
PBC couldn't get him fights either. He had no fights with PBC either. Yeah. So.
I'm pretty sure they didn't want to lose him in the first place.
Yeah, hell no.
But he had to do what he had to do for himself.
It's a business move at the end of the day.
Eddie will get you dates. Yeah.
What we got? Is that
Broner?
Is that Browner?
And Blair the Flair.
And then we
got. Go to that?
That was why they gotta look like that? It looked like
I know
somebody looked like me versus
the most
my second grade.
Somebody said this is the most hood post I've ever seen.
Don's loving it though.
He said Don's loving it.
He's having fun.
What do we say about this?
I mean, the press conference has been entertaining.
Yeah.
I always wanted. Hey, I'm going off track a little bit. I always wanted a Paulie versus Broner 2. Just for the build up. And I'll take it right now.
Yeah, he said, I said, what?
I'll take it today. Like, if Kyle can't make it, call up Paulie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Shout out to AB, man. He getting fights.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is his first fight in...
He beat Hutch late last year, I think.
And that wasn't, it was close. Am I tripping?
No, he definitely, he won wide, like 8-2, something like that. But Hutch landed some shots. And it was...
Let his hands go?
Broner, he did actually.
Oh.
He did. But it was, it was Billy Hutch who's...
this is in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Miami?
Yeah.
Why? What does that make a difference?
Because if it was around the corner, I'd go.
Right.
You would go there?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would too.
I like obviously.
But you know what, guys? It's actually going to be a good fight.
I'm actually going to watch it.
It's
gonna
be
this one is going to be wild.
It's going to be entertaining.
It's going to be wild.
It's going to be a good fight.
Yeah. What's on the card?
Michael Hunter's on
This
it.
motherfucker too good.
And
how does he know that?
I love Michael Hunter. Like that.
Yeah,
we
but
go
you
back.
good, man. You good.
And
Okay.
then they're fighting. I'm not that good because I don't know their names, but the WBC cruiserweight title is on the line on the undercard as the co-main. Cruiserweight.
Okay.
I just couldn't tell you. I couldn't.
Okay. What network?
Don King PPV.
Oh, come on.
Where's the cruiserweight title fight? I know it's there, Hafey.
You ain't got that?
Feel bad now.
No.
That's what you call DDA. That's all I'm going to say.
They supposed to call me.
I think it's that one there at the bottom.
You want to work
No,
it?
it's not. Because that's an 8-rounder.
I mean, if you call, Sean's available Saturday. You can make it to Miami?
I could have
This
swore
Saturday?
there is a
Yeah, I can get
cruiserweight
down there.
title on the line.
Well, call Sean. He can make it. Shawn Porter can make it. Call Shawn Porter. He's available to call all fights.
Come on. Oh, yeah, we got Xander Zayas fighting this weekend. We got Xander fighting this weekend. We got Shushu in the ring this weekend.
You have no prediction for Blair and Broner?
Oh. No, you know me.
I actually gave it a quick deep dive. It was...
All right, go ahead. Well,
Look,
shout out your page and tell everybody to go over there so they can see your
No. Give us something.
Blair is younger and bigger and fresher.
Yeah.
He's not that much younger, actually. He's only like less than a year younger, I think, about. But in mileage, so much more or less mileage on his body in and out the ring than Broner.
Yeah.
Blair should get off to a good start in
Takes
this
care of
fight.
himself, too.
He's in shape. Yeah, he's ripped
takes
up.
care of himself. Yeah.
But he's a good athlete.
Yep. Athlete.
He's athletic
Yeah.
and awkward.
Yep.
So he should get off to a good start.
Yeah.
But the problem for him is he front runs.
Yeah.
He after the first 4 rounds or so
loses discipline too.
A lot of steam.
Yep.
And Broner, I think Broner actually, the problem for Broner is he's smaller than him, and he's gonna try to bully him as the fight goes on because he's gonna sense that Blair needs breathers and everything. So he's gonna take it to him, try to cut the distance, and do that. Exactly, and do that. As Stafford, you say underneath, and he's gonna try and rip there. So it should be a good fight because Blair should get off to a lead. He should gas thereafter, and Broner should be on his ass. But Broner is small and isn't some big puncher at 47. So it's a good fight.
And when he's letting his hands go, it's a great fight.
That's why I think it'll be fun to watch.
Shout out to Andre Durrell in the chat.
Oh yeah, we got Dre in the chat. What up, Dre?
We'll comment. We'll answer your stuff.
Him and Ward, the one that got away. Him and Andre Ward's the one that got away in that tournament.
Who was Courtney Jones talking about some Browner versus Porter little brother?
Talking about Kenny.
Nah, talking about Blair?
No, you're talking about Broner versus Kenny.
No, Kenny ain't my little brother. Don't nobody know Kenny.
Don't disrespect Kenny like that. Kenny.
Who you got winning this fight?
I got Blair. I don't know. I'm watching I'm there for the entertainment, baby. I'm there for the circus. Bring it on.
You coming over?
I'm there for it. Whatever. Let me know.
Let me find Don King.
How we gonna find
it?
Yeah,
right, let me
find Don
that.
King.
It's actually kind of a hard fight to pick.
It is.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It is, but it is.
Shut up.
How everybody feels.
No, nobody want to say the truth.
What?
What's the truth?
It's kind of a hard fight to pick.
Okay.
Blair.
You say the truth. You fought him.
Blair wins.
I probably would agree. I probably
60-40.
But what about AB's championship pedigree?
Nah.
Nah.
He don't has he.
I might be a has-been. You never was.
Have you seen him fight with a championship pedigree?
A little. For the first time in years, the best part about that Hutch fight wasn't like not like he's looking amazing.
Yeah.
But he looked like he wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And he hasn't even looked like it looked like times he doesn't want to be there.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He actually looked a little hungry again.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm buying into like.
Okay.
This is like Zab Judah back in. I know. This is like Zab Judah back in the day. Zab's focused this time.
Yeah.
Look at Sean. You got him rolling.
Right.
Okay. He's like I remember the 10th round.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the 10th round.
It's the 12th, right?
Yeah. Y'all went 10? I thought
we went 12. I did 12 rounds, baby.
Okay.
That's all I did was 12 rounds, baby. I did so many goddamn 12 rounds that make no sense.
Formella was 10.
Why you feel like you? I feel like you mad.
I feel like Formella was 12.
I think it was 10.
Formella was 100% 12
Was it? Because it's an eliminator?
It was
12 rounds.
Yeah, right,
8 rounds. Why ain't going nowhere?
That too. Did so many
you hit him with some shit.
He
wouldn't go down.
That was 12, yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, I like to talk best case scenario. I'm an optimist. Best case scenario, if both these guys come into this ring, I know how Blair's coming. Blair's gonna be ready. Man, if AB comes ready, it's a fun fight, and it is a 50-50 fight.
Yeah,
it is a 50-50 fight. I want to see this kid let his hands go, man. Anytime AB is in the ring letting his hands go, it's fun.
Different monster.
It's fun. It's fun. Gotta be confident. I want to see him do it.
Can Blair crack? Because if Blair cracks, he holds
Blair
his
can crack.
All right, he ain't letting hands go. He doesn't want to get stopped.
Yeah.
That's what I worry. Hutchinson probably couldn't crack.
No.
Yeah,
and he's small.
Yeah,
Blair's bigger than him.
Yeah, he don't want to get stopped, man. He don't want to be embarrassed.
We done here?
Yeah, we done. Wait. He said, "Wait."
You said Zayas and Shushu. You said. That's all.
Zayas and Shushu. I just want to make sure y'all know. Make sure y'all know Xander Zayas and Shushu Carrington are on ESPN this weekend. And then we should have Shushu coming into the studio next week right after the fight.
Nice.
He should be coming into the studio. Hopefully he gets home and gets
next week after the fight. We won't be doing the show. It's Father's Day.
No. Yeah, next week though.
Inue's pulling up to his fight.
We doing a live show next week.
This week, he's not gonna make it back in time to do this Sunday show.
The following week. Don't correct me in front of company.
Hey, don't bring it up in front of company.
Yeah,
we talk about this behind.
In front of company.
I apologize.
Inue's pulling up to the fight.
Who?
Inouye. He's pulling up to Shushu's fight.
For what?
Because he's in town. I believe this is why. Because he's getting his Boxing Writers Award.
He
in
won't
New York.
smoke.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully, I think Inoue is such a G right now, so confident that he's on his I want him to look amazing. That'll only make me want to fight him more, as opposed to damn, he looks really good and young. I better go another route. Yeah. I think Inoue right now is wired the better Shushu looks, the more he's
bring it to yeah.
Okay.
Is it too soon for Shushu?
He's got he needs at least 12, 18 months at least, I think. I think he said a couple weeks ago he agrees I'm gonna speed this thing up to get the Inoue fight, and that's a good mentality to have. And he's 27.
Too soon.
He's 21.
Is he?
He's 27. Yeah.
Too soon in the business.
Man, you sure?
Too soon for the business.
Wow.
Too soon for the business. He'll make more money, build up a little bit more.
Let me go. I'll be a Niall Yanue's Leonard Ellerby. Every fight with Inoue is a big fight.
That's how he beat too. Real quick, I wanna bring in my guest. Yeah, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna bring in our guest for this motivational message. Yep. Courtney Jones said, Porter, my boy, and I thought Porter, my boy, I thought you was gonna do a 187 on Paulie. No, I didn't, and he'll be here, so be cool. That show will be live on our Patreon next week on Saturday. So I want you guys to tune in, subscribe, and then Charles and Grace Show. No, thank you, sir. And I also want to now invite to the PorterWay Podcast. Get the hell out the way.
So I get the hell out the way.
No, you good. Yes. Here you go, big dog. Yep, right there. Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. I'm happy to do this. And I told you yesterday, this is my motivational message. I do that after every episode. I'm happy to have you in here. Braulio Lopez. We were sitting at your son's birthday party yesterday, and we were talking about your future, some of the things you got going on. And it excited me to the point where I said, you know what? I'm going to use this as a motivational message this week. And why not bring Braulio in? So without further ado, I just want you to kind of let's tee this up this way. You were telling us about how you didn't know your dad growing up. Never met your dad at all, right?
Yeah.
And then, by the way, Braulio and I, we attend Remnant Ministries, 325 Windmill Lane. So if you guys ever want to go to church, we got 3 services. Check them out, and they're online. But this a couple of years ago, we had a pastor visit our church, and you said he prophesied over you, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And then I'll let you take over from there.
Sure. Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah.
It's a great privilege.
Yeah.
I praise God for it.
Yeah.
I guess if I start even a little bit before that, you mentioned, not knowing my father. So I was actually telling this story a little earlier. I don't know if I've told you this, but I technically have 2 first and last names.
I have your whole name in my phone, and I was like, I'm just gonna go with Braulio.
No,
Lopez.
it is Braulio.
Yeah.
But that was the name given to me at birth.
Uh-huh.
But my name was legally changed to Brian.
Okay.
Emmanuel.
Because I've heard people call you Brian too.
Yeah, you've heard that, and the reason being is I think it's because my father left when I was 2.
Okay.
And I didn't know that he had left. You know, and my mom got married to my stepdad. But growing up, I always thought he was my real dad.
Uh-huh.
So they broke the news to me when I was 17.
Oh, wow.
That he wasn't my real dad. I had another father, and I actually had 3 other sisters, and that I was half Cuban.
Yeah.
So this hit me pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do with it. But, I was grateful for the family that I had on my dad's side. But from that moment on, for 7 years, I lived the darkest time of my life. From 17 to 24, where I just dove into the world and everything that it has. And just like King Solomon said, how he experienced everything.
Did it all.
And it was all vanity. And that was my life. It was just vanity.
Yeah.
But when I was 24, God drew me to himself. And even though I didn't want him, I was an atheist.
Yeah.
And I didn't care for God. I pushed against God. Yeah. But yet he still loved me so much to draw me to himself. So Thanksgiving Day 2013 is when I first stepped foot into Remnant.
Oh.
And I was actually going there not to look for God or look for church, but I was actually just going to serve people because it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I was a cook at trade and an avid cyclist. So imagine this, how goofy I must have looked, wearing a chef coat with cycling spandex.
Yeah.
Riding into this church.
I feel like I saw that.
You probably did.
I feel like I saw that.
You probably did, but I was a little weird.
Yeah.
But I think I had the right intention. I wanted to serve. And instead of serving, I was served. They invited me to come and eat with them. So I did. Everybody was really sweet to me. And they invited me to go to the Sunday service. So after thinking about it, I decided to go. Yeah. And that's when God got a real hold of me.
Yeah.
So fast forward 4 months, you mentioned Pastor Reggie Rice. We have this men's breakfast, and I go, and I don't know what prophecy is. I don't know, what we're going to be doing, laying hands, all this stuff. I don't know anything about it. This young man named Vashon Nash, you know him. Yeah. He befriends me, and he just asked if he could pray for me. And just between him and the Lord, he felt the Lord impressing on him to pray for my relationship with my father. I just met him. He don't know anything about me.
Yeah.
But he felt that, and then he just invited me, encouraged me to go to the altar. Yeah. So I did. And Pastor Reggie Rice laid hands on me, and the only thing I remember him saying was, one day you're going to return to your father's land. And it hit me so hard.
Yeah.
7 years of not knowing where my father is, now this man I've never met is telling me I'm going to return to my father's land. So thinking, well, I guess I should look for my father.
Yeah.
6 days later, I find him on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right? What a tool. So
right.
I find him, but the funny thing was, it wasn't his picture on the profile. It was just some musician, some drummer.
Okay.
But I clicked on it, and I saw that he had 3 daughters. I know I have 3 sisters I haven't met. So I reached out to one of them, and I said, hey, I think I'm your little brother.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, you are, and we've been looking for you for 22 years.
Shut up. You didn't tell me that part.
I told you that my name was fully changed from Braulio Ravello to Brian Lopez Santa Maria. That's why they couldn't find me. So now I'm connected to my sister, and I'm talking to my other sisters. I call my dad, and I'm like, shaking, just don't know what to expect. Yeah. But I spoke to him. He couldn't believe it. Yeah. He thought it was a prank. Yeah. But that was my first time talking to my father.
Wow.
The following spring, I got to go to where they were, and turns out they were in Houston, Texas, where Pastor Reggie Rice was from.
The man that
the very man that prophesied over me.
Yeah.
So, man, I went to Houston, met my family for the first time. It was just incredible. I went to his church and testified to what God had done.
Yeah.
I mean, introducing my father to me, and you know. So now I've got this this prophecy, right? This word, and man, I'm going to return to my father's land. What does that look like? So figuring, I've been to Houston. That's where my father is. My father's from Cuba. Yeah. So since then, I've been praying almost 10 years for God to send me to Cuba.
Wow.
And I believe God's opening that door for me.
Yeah.
Finally, this July, I'm hoping to go to Cuba.
Yeah. When we saw each other yesterday, and you shared some of that story. Of course, I had heard it before. It definitely hit me, realizing that how close you are to what someone prophesied over you. What resonated with me about that story in the moment, I've had maybe 2 people prophesied over me, Reggie, Pastor Reggie being one of them, and it's pretty amazing when you see how real it truly is, and you start seeing that someone has the ability to tell you what's going to happen. Excuse me. If you're following the commands that God, and you're following the life that God has designed for you. Yeah. And that's definitely what I've done. And a lot of what has been prophesied over my life has come to, some good, some bad, unfortunately. And as I was sitting there yesterday, and you were telling me that you were raising some funds, I said, man, let me invite you to a platform that I have. I have the ability to see if $1 gets given to you from my platform. I feel like then I've done the best that I could to help try to serve you and be what I feel we're all called here to be, which is just help. You know, this podcast is designed to, give people that sense of boxing that they may not have. Hearing it from a fight. I've been in boxing since I was 5 years old. There's not very much that I don't know or haven't experienced. And then on top of being a world champion, it gives people kind of that closer view that they don't usually get. And then again, at the end of every show, I try to offer help, inspiration, motivation. Yeah. And I just felt like your story, it hit home in a lot of ways with me. And so I really wanted to invite you in to show everyone how real God is if you allow him to be. And then on top of that, when you have a goal, don't be afraid to go after it. And sitting there yesterday to hear you saying that you're working on getting back to Cuba, I was like, wow, like let's make this happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
tell
glory to
everybody the website and everything that they can go to
Sure.
donate. And
Sure.
also, excuse me, but also
Yeah.
tell everybody what you're doing in terms of when you go back.
Yeah. So basically, with going to Cuba, it's personal.
Yeah.
But also it's missional. To the glory of God. Just a couple months ago, I received newsletters from Voice of the Martyrs, ministry that serves the persecuted church. And there was an article in there that was highlighting what's going on right now in Cuba.
Yeah.
So many
Wow.
Cubans don't have either access to God's word, or they, if they do, it's just too expensive.
Yeah.
They have to
Wow.
make a choice between food or Bible.
Yeah.
And that can be very stressful, very hard on a family. And so that really moved me even closer to ask the Lord to send me. So I was just begging God, just send me, Lord, please send me, send me, And my intention in going there is to serve the Cuban people, to bring Bibles, mission balls, which is a soccer ball that's covered in biblical text.
Nice.
It's got the 10 Commandments, it's got the gospel.
Yeah.
And, just imagine this, when you go to somewhere that, and you've done a lot of traveling, when you go somewhere that is very poor, that, a family or a child can't afford to buy a soccer ball.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are even playing with paper bags, or whatever they can get.
Yep.
Imagine them getting a brand new soccer ball and with the gospel in their own language. The mission ball comes in over 40 different languages.
Yeah.
So they're going to be getting mission balls in Spanish.
Yeah.
And, I hope it'll be a great blessing to them. And then
It
I'm
will
also hoping to bring medical supplies, medicine, food, coffee, and you ever have Cuban coffee?
No.
Cuban coffee is really good.
Yeah. Strong.
They don't get to enjoy that.
Yeah.
And they're the ones producing it.
Yeah.
So, I just hope to be a blessing to the Cuban people, my father's people, and
Those are your
and
people.
hopefully my people, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully just be an encouragement, let them know that us in Las Vegas and around the world, that we're praying for them, that we love them and we're here to support them, and they're not forgotten, they're not alone.
Yeah.
So I'm going July 10th, and I'll be there for a week.
Yeah.
And my family's going to be here, so I need lots of prayer for them.
Absolutely.
And that they'll be okay.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to it. Any support would be extremely helpful. There's nothing too small.
Yeah.
We have a goal
Yeah,
of
go ahead.
$4,000.
Yeah.
And we're getting closer and closer by God's grace to that.
Do you want to
And-
reveal the number that you're at, or no? It's
Yeah,
up to you.
no,
go
for
ahead.
sure. Right now we're about $2,600. So we've passed the halfway mark.
Yeah.
So there's no gift that's too small. Everything counts, and
Yeah.
it's going to be used for that,
Yeah.
to the glory of God. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Thanks, Braulio.
thank you.
Thanks for coming
and
in.
I just want to share too,
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
can,
Yeah.
the even though my goal is to help the people there, my goal is to meet my family, all these things that are beautiful and wonderful. Ultimately, the goal is to glorify God.
Absolutely.
And to share the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
That Christ would be glorified amongst the people there, that they would come to know the true and living God.
Absolutely.
And,
Amen.
that they would know that there's a Savior who loves them, died for them, and rose again on the third day. And He's available to all of us. Whoever humbles themselves and comes to Him, He says He'll never cast you out. He'll never deny you. So, the Lord is gracious. His heart is gentle and lowly.
Yeah,
And He
yeah.
wants us to know Him
Yeah.
and be with Him. So
Amen. Listen, Braulio,
So,
thank you for coming
appreciate you.
in.
thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much, brother.
lending your voice to the PorterWay Podcast and the motivational message. I hope you guys are inspired to help this young man get to Cuba in July, to help him send supplies down there to the less fortunate, and help spread the word of the gospel. Beyond that, I hope you're inspired by him to understand that, hey, don't give up. Even when you're at your lowest, there's someone that cares about you.
Absolutely.
And there's someone that will help pull you up, but you got to be willing. You can't give up. That's one thing I always say on this podcast. I always talk about not giving up. That's what boxing is.
Yeah.
You give up, then you never win. You know,
Right.
We always have a puncher's chance in life, just like we do in the boxing ring. This is the PorterWay.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.